welcome back to this thing that I've been doing. Today I am going to review Bring Her Back, which is the second movie by a pair of brothers from Australia, I believe, who brought us Talk to Me. Talk to Me was last year, year before last, maybe. Maybe I'm not even remembering. It could have been a while back. But either way, I saw this today as part of a mystery movie. I often go to the movies, and sometimes I will buy the mystery movie tickets, which are generally a little bit cheaper, but I'm not particularly worried about that. I'm just kind of in it for the fun. And yeah, the mystery movie was Bring Her Back. It's not out yet. It will be out soon, and straight to the point. I can recommend this one. Uh, if you if you liked, yeah, if you liked Talk to Me, then you'll like this one too. Again, I think I'm gonna not go into spoiler territory here. Um, yeah, because that just makes the whole thing, especially because this is definitely a movie that you will get a lot out of by just kind of being there. In fact, uh, a lot, no, a lot like the previous film, and previous film and Hereditary. There's a good amount of intrigue and fun to be had following the characters and watching the story unfold. Uh, I'd say just like Talk to Me, the this movie what's the word I'm gonna go with? Uh, it's pretty bleak. Um, for better or worse. Worse. So don't expect to feel good when this is over. Yeah. I don't want to give away all of the performances. Are solid though. Solid. With plenty of new faces, at least for us in the States. Yeah, I didn't know who any of these people were in this movie, but then again, it was very similar to Talk to Me, where I didn't know who anyone was in that movie, but it doesn't. Those generally aren't the reasons why I go into films. I'm not following directors, and I'm generally not following actors. However, knowing who they are can inform you a little bit about what you're getting into. There are always surprise performances. The one that I like to bring up often is Pig with Nicolas Cage. That one I ended up enjoying a ton, and it really said a lot about how Nicolas Cage can act, provided that the direction is there. Uh, Otherwise, you get the typical Cage thing where he's kind of allowed to do exaggerated over the top stuff, a lot of yelling. Pig wasn't that. Pig wasn't that at all. at all. And yeah, that was surprising. I'm not surprised by Bring Her Back, but it was a good watch. It definitely was. Oh, but it's bleak. Um, uh, it's also not for the faint of heart at points. And sometimes it's downright sad. But all of that, yeah, all of that works for the movie. Um, in contrast to Talk to Me, uh, this one feels a lot more, I guess, focused. And by that, what I mean is like, uh, Talk to Me had a bit of, I don't want to say fluff, because so far these guys have made some pretty tight movies. There's not really a lot or anything that feels wasted, like extra dialogue or things that are happening for no reason. They're good at constructing a tight script, a tight story, which is very, it's good to see, because there's just so much out there that I don't know. I just prefer when we're there for the story mostly, and the things that are happening mostly mean something, or mostly work towards something, or establish something, as opposed to a lot of movies that I don't watch, I guess, or movies that I try to avoid. Um, and so that's kind of strange for me to say that this one feels more focused than the last one, as the last movie did have a tight script, but this one is just, it's squarely on your small cast. In fact, that's what it is. Yeah, the main cast is small, and the focus doesn't stray far from them at all. Uh, yeah, it's refreshing. It didn't really hit me until now, but like thinking back to it, and it's only been a few hours since I saw it. It was very focused. You're pretty much there with them for almost the entire run of the movie, which is cool. There's not there's not a lot or any extraneous like fluff information. Uh, Even some of the things that you would say feel like foreshadowing don't end up being foreshadowing, which is another thing that I appreciate because, for instance, I saw Companion, which I probably won't review here. Maybe I'll just review it eventually. I didn't like Companion. Um, and Companion did that thing. There's that old thing about an old saying about seeing a gun in the first act means that you'll see it in the third, or that somebody will be shot with that gun in the third act. It's an old foreshadowing trope, so to speak. And Companion did that thing where they showed something and they kept showing it, and you knew that it was going to be something, and it definitely is the thing that you think it's going to be, and it just wasn't. It was not organic. It just felt ham-fisted. So yeah, these guys are great. They're doing good stuff, and I'd be more interested to seeing what what they do and what they get into. Strangely, I did notice that both of their movies are teen focused. I know they come from a YouTube background, so maybe that's just kind of like where their headspace is at. Um, but it is a bit strange. Um, I'd put this up there with Hereditary. Um, when it comes to recent movies about a cult and superstition. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's better than Sorry about that. Hereditary. Hereditary being probably one of my favorite horror movies, maybe of all time. At least top 10. A movie that I saw once and dare not watch again. Uh, but this one's kind of up there with that similar vibe, and it might be because there is the family element that bleeds into occult happenings. That's not a spoiler, especially if you're one that watches trailers, which I do not. So that's another thing I guess I can mention is that I go into practically all movies blind. I don't watch trailers. I don't stick or get into the theater early enough for trailers, and if I do, I will sit outside until the trailers are over. It sounds extreme, I'm sure, but I don't like how much of the movie you get to witness organically when you already know what some of the scenes look like, what some of the setups are. Hell, some of these trailers will just straight up show you the end of the movie because they don't have anything better to show you um, for the rest of the highlight reel, so to speak. But yeah, yeah, you should check it out. Check out Bring Her Back when it comes out. Um, I had a good time. There was a lot of wincing, a lot of grimacing, but not due to how poorly the movie was. It was great. And this one also takes place in Australia, I believe, um, and that's where the writer directors are from. So that's their whole niche. Nothing wrong with that. It's a totally beautiful part of the world, and does not take away nor particularly adds anything to this film. It's kind of a agnostic facet of the movie, which is great because again, you don't want something that is just hitting you over the head with like, oh, this is Australia type stuff, or this is not Australia type stuff. Just making the setting into its own character, which has its place in time. This one is not that. This one is very focused on a small family affair that it's just not not a great time. A lot like Hereditary, in fact. And I guess similarly, Talk to Me to some degree, yeah. So, if anything negative can be said about this one, is that it is too much like Talk to Me in structure. So yeah, I'll leave that though. I will say that if anything negative comes to mind about this film is that it has too many similarities structurally. Ugh. Yeah, I butchered that. And otherwise, to their previous film. Um, if you can get past the comparison game and what's the word I'm looking for? something like Let It Happen, and maybe immerse yourselves in what's happening here. There's a good movie there. Yeah. Yeah. I can recommend this one. This is it's creepy. It's Australian. It's Family Matters. There's some occult there. But you'll have to see how that all plays out. I will tell you that it is tastefully done. For this one, let's go 4.5. No, wait, is that 4? Let's go 4. 4.5 feels like I don't want to relegate 4.5 and 5 to movies that absolutely blow me away. But I can totally give it a 4 confidently and give it a little heart there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me on this one. And I'll catch you on the next one.